You're listening to Lore Friendly, what is it, episode 84?
I don't know, mate.
We're getting up there. It's taken us like 5 years, but we're creeping toward 100.
Oh shit, what are we going to do for our 100th episode?
I don't know.
I think we should just splice in all of the dick jokes together.
Yes. It'll just be constant dick jokes. We'll have a contest where we'll just say euphemisms all day long. So I'll say something like rocket or something, and then you have to say
spunk. I'm very mature.
Cucumber.
Cowboy. Oh my god. So, I've been learning about some legendary figures of Nottingham. And we do have in Nottingham a cucumber cowboy.
What? Those two words don't go together. It's like banana cardboard.
He is a gentleman who you can find roaming around the streets of Nottingham. And he is basically dressed as a cowboy, but instead of a gun, because we don't have open carry laws here in England.
Yes, in America. You've moved here.
I was going to say America, but no, we don't have open carry laws here in England. So instead of wielding a gun at all times, he wields a cucumber.
Oh.
And sometimes he will just point it at people and go bang. It's like, okay, cool.
I mean, why a cucumber? I guess.
I don't know. We do have some wonderful legendary figures here in Nottingham, though. We also have a gentleman who cosplays as the Joker all day, every day. Although, like Heath Ledger's Joker, although he has been banned from the city centre. But I actually saw him on the way into work the other day. And I work, where? In the city centre, so maybe the ban's been lifted. I think he was being interviewed, actually.
Or maybe he's just like a renegade. He's showing up there, doesn't care.
Chaos.
Says he's Joker. He's in character. That's it.
He is the epitome of chaos.
Yes.
I would do his voice, but I can't. And I know that I would actually genuinely upset a lot of people if I tried to do that voice.
That's true. It's people are very attached to that Joker.
I mean, the dude died for the role, so, you know.
Yes. Did he die for the role, though, or did he...
A combination of factors. I can't remember the exact consequences, but a lot of people said that the role killed him.
Oh,
because he got very method with it.
Yeah, method isn't always healthy. I mean, like that famous quote by Laurence Olivier, why don't you try acting, my boy? It's a lot easier.
Yeah. I was watching a film by with Daniel Day-Lewis in it. Last night, actually, called Phantom Thread.
Oh, yeah. He's a really famous method actor, right?
Yeah, it's the last film that he's ever going to put out before his retirement. So it came out in 2017 or 2018, I can't remember which. And it's about this London fashion house. And the character that Daniel Day-Lewis plays in that film is weirdly creepy. But the thing that I think is creepiest is his English accent.
Oh, yeah?
And you know what I find even creepier? Is that a fair amount of the film is set in Yorkshire. And there was not a single northern fucking accent in the entire film. I will not stand for this Yorkshire accent erasure. You know I am very passionate about my Yorkshire accent, damn it.
To be fair, I can't tell the difference, so... I'm sure most of the audience couldn't, seeing that most of the audience is in America, right?
Yeah. It is actually the first film by that director that wasn't filmed in America.
That probably explains it. He probably couldn't tell the difference. He's like, I need to hear a Yorkshire accent. And Daniel Day-Lewis is just like, crikey, mate. Some random Australian accent, and it's fine.
I was honestly very upset and very offended, really.
Were they at least English, though, or were there just like some weird Australian accents and shit thrown in there?
No, the accents on the whole were really quite good.
Okay, so there's no crikey, mate.
Oh, crikey, mate. I have been working on my Australian accent and it's not going too well.
Or Irish. Can you do like Irish or Scottish?
No, I used to be able to do a decent Scottish accent because my auntie is Scottish. And, surprise fact about me, I do actually have Scottish heritage.
Oh.
On my grandma's side.
That is very interesting.
Unfortunately, that is not enough to grant me Scottish citizenship.
I'm sure that as soon as you fire up that authentic Scottish or Irish accent, they'll just grant you citizenship on the spot. It's just that's just how it works. It's
I'll just try and blend in and hope nobody will notice.
You're like the Joker.
But then I'll say something awful or something awkward, and I'll say it with a slightly off accent, and that'll raise the suspicions and get the immigration officers on my neck.
That's what happens to me in Yorkshire when I try to pull off my British accent. They'll just
go on, try
it.
your British accent. No. Go on, you've said it now.
Give me something to say. How about that in English?
In Yorkshire, the village of Whitby does the best fish and chips.
In Yorkshire, the village of Whitby does the best fish and chips.
You sound like Harry Potter!
No, they're really tasty.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. What the fuck? I can't do accents. This is not my thing.
You sounded like every comedian's version of Harry Potter.
Okay. Well, I was trying out for that role in case you didn't know. Now you just like brought back memories and it's broken my heart again.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I was going to be Harry. It was going to be me.
You were going to be Daniel Radcliffe.
Yes.
You were going to be the teenage heartthrob of a generation.
Yes.
How did that work out for you?
Yes, poorly. But on the bright side, I did get to work on my authentic English accent, which I'm going to obviously use in my future endeavors.
When you come to England eventually.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm just going to blend right in. It's going to be natural. People are going to just ask me for directions because that's how like deep I'm going to be in. I mean, I'm going to tell them, "Oh, the Fatberg's that way," It's just
right. Go on
down.
then. Let's try this out. Let's do a bit of an improv session instead of me giving you lines.
No, that won't.
All right, mate. So, where's this Fatberg that you're talking about, eh?
Well, you make a left at what is it? Buckingham Palace, and then you go into the sewers, mate. And then you open up the sewer grate, and in there is just all the condoms and the what is it? The grease, the human grease that like comes down off your neck. See, I'm going Australian here. I can't do this.
So you know when we were initially recording Mara.
Yeah.
And you had to be on voice chat with me so you could correct my pronunciation. Because I would slowly edge back into English.
Yes.
That's exactly what you did just there. Condom. Not condom. 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 Not condom.
Condom. Michael Caine.
Now, the true test is how do you pronounce this word that I'm just going to send you over chat?
Is it Marmite?
No.
Scone.
Or is it scone, Chris?
Oh, is it? Is it scone? Like
it depends on the.
scondom?
It depends of. It depends of the region that you're in.
Oh.
So I say scone, which is unusual for me because scone sounds like the posher pronunciation, but actually the short O, the scone, is the posh pronunciation that you'd hear more frequently down south. So how about that? This.
Bath. It's bath.
It's bath.
That sounds American.
It's bath.
Bath is American.
It's bath.
I'm taking a bath with my fish and chips. It sounds like that in my head.
No. That again is a difference in region.
Ah.
Or grass and grass.
Grass.
Now, I think I read one theory about this, and I am probably very wrong about this, but basically what I heard is that prior to transportation and mass emigration over to America, a lot of English accents actually sounded a lot more American. And the received pronunciation, or BBC English as we sometimes call it, is a product of the upper classes in England wanting to distinguish themselves from the lower class emigrants.
Oh.
So that might go some way to explain as to why I say bath and grass and you say bath and grass.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure on where I read that, or if that's a proper thing, or if I just made it up. I think I actually heard about it on Drag Race. So there we go.
Sure.
Take it as you will.
Sure, I'm just going to believe you no matter what. You're basically my Wikipedia. So
Aww.
I'm not going to bother going online with these uncited, that's not even a word, but these
Uncited
or these unreliable sources, I should say. I'm gonna hit up Alice. She knows what she's talking about. She's done the work.
Alice is a walking, talking Wikipedia. And this is the thing, right? Wikipedia should not be dismissed as a source.
No, it's pretty good.
Many Wikipedia articles go through intense citations. Really, the reason why your teachers don't want you to use Wikipedia is because they reckon it makes your work a bit easier.
Yes, it's cheating, more or less. It's looking up the answers.
But you know what? No, Wikipedia is an excellent starting point for any sort of research that you're doing. And then you follow it up by going through all the different articles.
Yeah, they have all the citations on it.
Exactly,
and
yeah.
you click on them on the bottom.
And then you read through the citations and then you're like, oh, this is some more information and this goes into more detail, blah, blah, blah. Because the Wikipedia is a summary.
Or you just contact Alice and hit her up on the Discord.
And I'll hit you up and I can do it in the Harvard system for you.
Yes.
Your proper referencing.
And read it back in a proper Yorkshire accent is just, it's so much better.
Just as a disclaimer, I am not advertising essay writing services. I think they're absolutely awful and abhorrent. But yes, going back to what we should do for the 100th anniversary, do you think we should do a rather long video that is discussing the history of our podcast?
Should we? Sure,
like
why not?
Bethesda recently put out.
Oh.
I was trying to go for a really clever segue, and
it
you
was a very
ruined
good
it
segue.
by not getting it. Really, Chris?
Well, I was thinking, what comes first? Does our 100th episode come first, or does our 5-year anniversary come first? Because I looked it up, and we started in on July 23rd of 2014.
Oh, shit. Oh. Well, it depends on if we can keep up the pace on getting these out, surely.
Yeah. Although 16 episodes would be 4 months, huh? So that would actually come first.
Well,
So we got all kinds of things coming up.
No, it's going to be a big one. Maybe people can send us suggestions as to what to do. Maybe.
What is 5? What is
I don't know.
probably something cheap?
I don't know, mate. It's not silver. Silver's like 25. Iron.
Iron. That's what I'm going to send you. A set of iron armor.
Oh, yes. But yeah, so this 25th anniversary malarkey for Bethesda.
Yes. It was a very long video, and there was just a lot of interviews. But the thing that people, I guess, sort of lasered in on was the 30 seconds worth of footage where they showed how they're like capturing like real life landscapes and translating it into the game. And the landscape that they were showing in this video just happened to be a desert with these sort of like rocky outcroppings and things.
Which implies Hammerfell or elsewhere, doesn't it?
Yes. And because elsewhere is full of cats, and that's hard to market a game full of cats.
Unless to a certain demographic.
Yes. There is a demographic that loves cats.
Like me. But not in that way.
Yes,
Not in that way.
I like GIFs, but not the actual cats.
Plus, it'd be, the lore of the Khajiits is so complex. Like, we only see one of the many forms of Khajiits that are supposed to exist in elsewhere.
Yes.
Like, you're meant to have ones that are just full-blown lions or full-blown cats. Ones that are more human, like in Arena. So we don't really see programming that many different models and things like that is going to be very complicated. It's going to be like a 12-race system in itself.
Yes, and the easy way to make multiple races is to make them have the same skeleton, the human skeleton. And we don't know if that's necessarily gonna fly. I guess, I mean, we could scale up because I think some of the Khajiit are like larger than normal human size, so you can scale that up, and as long as they keep maintain this same
as
like,
what they do with the high elves, for example.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's possible. It's just it's
a lot of different textures and skeletons as well, though. If you've got ones that are just cats, like little four-legged cats.
They have cats in Fallout, so they'll have cats in...
They can just copy and paste it then.
Yes.
But yeah, I think Hammerfell is the more likely option.
True.
But I just really wanted the Somerset Isles. I felt like, given that the plot of the last game left on tenterhooks with as to where the Aldmeri Dominion was going, that the Somerset Isles would be the perfect follow-up to it. Like, maybe they aren't just doing Hammerfell. Maybe they were just showing some desert landscape, and maybe it's going to be like 2 provinces or 3 provinces.
Possibly, although that's not been something they've ever done before.
Arena and Daggerfall.
I mean, in the modern games, like Morrowind Dawn, right? They haven't. I mean, they've gone to other provinces as DLC, but they haven't necessarily done it in terms of just the one world space. It's usually just one section. And the Somerset Isle, that's kind of like the end game, though, right? The Aldmeri Dominion stuff. They've sort of hinted at the fact that Hammerfell hasn't been conquered yet. Like, they tried to conquer it and they couldn't do it, and so there's still like these other provinces where they have domain or they have rule, more or less, and it's those have to be restored first, I assume, right? I
just felt that it was building up to its conclusion in Skyrim in terms of the storyline.
Wasn't it more of a side thing, though? The main story in Skyrim was stopping Alduin and the Return of the Dragons, where the Thalmor were kind of just like this backdrop.
And the Civil War was a bit more of a backdrop, but it feels like that backdrop was incredibly important. You know?
It was, yeah.
And it feels like that is the... Because I've read some fantastic theories on the TS Law Reddit. Mm-hmm. And it's incredibly detailed, and it was basically talking about how all of the 5 games have been working towards the destruction of Mundus and things like that, and how each of the different provinces represents a different tower that's holding up the world and stopping the world from collapsing in on itself. So like the White Gold Tower fell when the Aldmeri Dominion stormed the Imperial City, and the Brass Tower was the Numidium, and the Ice Tower or something was Skyrim and the Throat of the World, and how that has nearly been conquered.
Right. Aren't the Aldmeri Dominion, they're working toward basically kind of like this returning to the source kind of thing? Where
losing their mortality.
Yeah, exactly. So...
Because they blame humanity and Lorcan as being the reason as to why they're bound to the mortal plane. Mm-hmm. Which is why they're trying to get rid of Talos worship.
What's the word for that in real life, where we're eventually just going to become one computer or something? We're going to merge, our minds are going to merge into a single entity.
I have no mouth and I can't scream. I feel like that's where reality is heading, is that we're going to have one evil supercomputer that is taking over and ruining our lives.
I just remembered what it was. It was the singularity.
Ah.
It's the point of no return, where we all kind of just like, we become like the single consciousness or whatever.
Oh, mate, we are never getting to that point. Yes. Have you seen how divided the world is? It's not going to be divided. It's not going to be a single conscience. Yes, it's going to be like being in Sheagraph's head in there.
True. There's incompatibility with my accent and your Yorkshire accent. It's gonna take some work.
It's just gonna ruin everything,
kinda,
you know.
Yes. Clearly. But yeah, I mean, there has to be some kind of big hook to it, right? It's not going to just be a side war, I guess. Like what I was saying earlier, like, oh, you save Hammerfell and then you move to the Altmerry Dominion. That's not going to be an appealing hook for a game. There has to be some big, like, world-changing cataclysmic event that you have to stop.
Like in Oblivion or in Skyrim.
Right. So, I don't know.
I mean, he was called the World Eater for a reason, mate. He's not just going after the Nords there. He's going after everybody.
Yes. He wants the full course. He's not like it's not the world appetizer that he's having here. He's just
He's just a greedy chop tuskus.
glutton. To be fair, I'm the same way. If I buy a bag of chips, I'm eating the whole thing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Crisps, as you call them. Again, I'm trying to blend in.
If I've got the opportunity, I will eat that whole damn bag of crisps.
Yes.
That is the world.
You can't just have Skyrim. You gotta have Somerset Isles. You gotta have Hammerfell. You gotta just gotta eat them all.
But yeah, like I really wanted to go to Somerset Isles.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for the High Elves.
Yes.
A girl loves a bad guy, you know. But no, I think it'd be a really interesting kind of dynamic to have in there as well. Like, there'd be a lot of things to play with, because it's only the elite of Alinor that think, oh, yeah, we should usurp everything. Like, your simple farmer, he's not going to care about ascending to godhood.
Yes.
And stuff. So it'd be a really great bit of political tension in there and things like that. It'd be like, what's happening to the common folk, which I really want to see, because obviously in Skyrim you don't really get to see that many common folk. You get some of the refugees, and you get all of the Thalmor, and that's about it.
There's layers to it, I guess, more or less.
So I think that would be a really interesting environment to explore. But again, at the same time, the Red Guards haven't been a focus of any of the games apart from Elder Scrolls Redguard.
Yes. The one named after them.
I wonder why they didn't mention that one in the 25-year anniversary video.
I don't know. I mean, it was more of an action game, wasn't it? I've never played it, so...
It's still part of 25 years of Elder Scrolls. Yeah. They mentioned the fucking card game.
They did. They're like, and this card game, which opens up new ways to play cards.
But yeah, it was just like, I've never heard of Skyrim Grandma.
Oh. Yeah, that's the other thing they showed. The Skyrim Grandma is going to be
Skyrim
in the game.
Grandma got more screen time than I think Oblivion did.
Yes. She's a Let's Player who plays Skyrim, and she's very warm
she's not
and kind, I guess.
And she's not your traditional audience for video games, might we say.
Yes, she's also not your traditional streamer. She's not screaming and yelling memes out all the time.
Although I did hear her say, "Motherfucker."
Oh, maybe I'm wrong about that then. I just assumed I stereotyped her as a grandma who plays.
Oh, darn it!
Yeah.
Oh, darn intarnation!
Gosh darn it to heck!
But yeah.
So, if you could pick a famous person or even a streamer to be in Skyrim or be in the next game, who would it be?
As a struggling amateur voice actor, I'd have to say myself.
Why not me? Why not Alice Bell? Yeah, that's what I would say.
Why not me? I am clearly the most famous Skyrim podcaster.
And you could do your own voice, because I don't think Skyrim Grandma... Well, maybe she's going to do her own voice. Maybe she's going to act.
She probably will, yeah.
Yeah. But she's not a trained actor. A trained professional like you are. So, yeah. Get on it, Bethesda.
Come on. You know you want me.
Yes.
I'm very easy to work with. Aren't I, Chris?
Yes. As I get this electric shock through my system right now.
Yes!
I really need to take that button away from you. I don't know why I gave it to you. Yeah, but other than that, it's, like we said last time, 25 years, it's an accomplishment. It's they get to do the silver thing. I mean...
Are there any other game series that have lasted that long? Maybe Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, well, Metal Gear, the original Metal Gear was in the 80s, right? So Zelda, if you pick anything from the 80s, Zelda, Mario, Just all the Nintendo shit.
Give me a sec. It came out in fucking hell, it came out in 1987.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So they're past 30 years.
Oh, fuck. Oh, that's impressive. That's the thing. When the fuck did Phantom Pain come out?
I have no idea. I have no concept of time.
Give me a minute. This is going to make me feel awful and sick and poorly. Oh, God. It came out in 2015.
Wow.
Oh, God. Oh. Oh, no. Ooh. These last 2 episodes have been hitting me hard with these dates. Oh, boy.
Still
Ooh.
newer than our podcast, which came out in 2014.
Oh, my God. Oh, that's scary, Chris. Oh, yeah, because I
Yes.
remember talking about Phantom Pain on the podcast.
Yes. So it's been a while. It's been a long but fast 5 years.
That is insane.
We've gone through the entire season of Game of Thrones. Is that the case? Have we? When did we start? When did Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones started in 2011 because that was the same year that Dance of Dragons came out.
Oh yeah, that's been a while.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I've been waiting 8 years. Well, technically, no, because I only started reading A Song of Ice and Fire in, I believe, I want to say 2014?
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think 2014.
You've been on so you've been able to like go through 5 books really quick, and then you just hit a wall. It's just
A
dragon to
wall
take
of
it down.
unanswered questions. And
You did buy some nice Game of Thrones merch though in the meantime while you wait.
oh, yeah, there's plenty of stuff coming out, including Urban Decay is getting on the Game of Thrones bandwagon by releasing a Game of Thrones makeup set.
Oh.
Officially licensed. Now, normally, we do not talk about makeup on this podcast. We know our target audience, things like that.
It's like 99% men.
Yes, so allow me to give you a bit of background into Urban Decay. Urban Decay is generally regarded as being a really fucking good sort of luxury makeup brand. Like, their eyeshadow palettes are generally regarded as being the go-to eyeshadow palettes for many people and things like that. They generally put out really good quality makeup.
Why are they called Urban Decay though? It's
I don't know, mate. Makes them sound
very dark
edgy.
dystopian name. Yes,
Makes them
we're
sound
super
edgy.
I just cut myself just hearing that name, and now I'm bleeding everywhere.
Yes, so they are putting out a eyeshadow palette. Now, this eyeshadow palette is split into 4 different sections. And supposedly, this collection was inspired by the powerful ladies of Westeros. And so, we have the Targaryen section, which interestingly has lavender in it, which I'm quite happy about. Like a lavendery shade, because that's her proper eye. That's her proper eye color.
Yes, exactly. That was going to be the color of the Targaryen eyes, but I think she had trouble with the contacts.
Yeah,
or
it didn't
something.
capture well on film.
Yeah.
So that was actually really interesting, because I bet not a lot of show-only viewers are going to pick up on that. So that's quite fun. And then you have the Lannisters, which is your golds and your reds. You have Winterfell, which is your more darker, more subdued, cooler tones. And then, when I say powerful women of Westeros, who do you think I've missed out there? So we've got the Targaryens, we've got the Starks, and we've got the Lannisters. Who have I missed out there?
Dorne?
Maybe Dawn, although nobody likes Dawn. No, you'd think they'd maybe have the Tyrells on there, get some good earthy greens in there. No, they decided that the next most powerful woman in Westeros was the White Walkers.
Yeah. I was almost going to say that's a joke. I was going to say, the Night King? But it's real.
Yep.
Satire is dead.
So they have the White Walkers, which is your blacks and your blues and your silvers.
Oh. The Night King does look fabulous in his makeup, I do have to say.
So I'm a bit miffed off about that. They then have a highlighter palette named after Daenerys' 3 dragons. So you've got Rhaegon, Viserion, and Drogon. And now these dragons are different colours. So one of them is white, one of them is black, and one of them is bronze. One of these highlighter shades is fucking pink. The other 2 are exactly the fucking same.
So they just got lazy when they got to that part. They're like,
Yeah.
we've already knocked it out of the park with our Night King makeup. Let's just let's just chill and just release a couple pinks here.
They've then got a cheek stain and a lip stain, which is quite nice. I do like a good cheek stain. Gives you a very good natural look. You have some eyeshadow pencils and things like that. And then you've got the lipsticks. Now, if you're a long-time listener, you know that I love lipsticks. Lipsticks are my jam. So, and each of these lipsticks is inspired, I believe, by a different woman of Westeros.
No.
So you have a lipstick called Sansa, which is this peachy nude. You have a lipstick called Daenerys, which is like a golden tone. No, Daenerys is a red and Cersei is like a golden bronzy tone. And then you've got this browny, like oxbloody type colour, which I can't actually remember who that one is. But I'm really upset because Sansa Stark is my favourite character. And the Sansa Stark lipstick is the one fucking colour I would never fucking wear. It's like a gross, pinky, peachy type colour and it wouldn't work with me. They could have gone for a fiery ginger.
But that would be Fire and Blood.
Or blue.
That's the Daenerys one.
Go fucking blue.
So did they make these sets designed to be something that the character would wear, or is it just like
I think
like
it's
the
inspired.
colors they represent? Oh, okay, yeah. I see what you mean. Because when you're talking about makeup, I kind of assumed originally that this would all be makeup that like the actors wore on the show or something, or that it was represented their look as opposed to, you know, just slap the banner colors on their face.
If it was representing their look, there would be minimal eyeshadow and no mascara.
Okay.
Because remember, they go for the natural-ish sort of look.
Yeah, because when you said Lannister red and gold, I'm like, gold? What?
I wear gold lipstick. Fuck off.
No, but it's fine. It's just, it's not something that, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it would necessarily sell. There'd be a smaller market for it, I'd say, right?
You say that, but I have a Ravenclaw blue lipstick.
Everybody in Yorkshire actually walks around with gold lipstick or Raven lipstick.
Oh yeah, it's
one
cool.
Or the other.
It's a banging look.
Again, things I need to learn to blend in. It's just, I'm gonna buy my gold lipstick tomorrow.
Slap it on, you'll look beautiful.
Yes.
Now, one thing that I am actually really excited for about this is that they've got two makeup brushes that are in the shape of the 2 main swords in the show.
Oh.
And they're actually really beautiful. So you've got one that's shaped like Needle, and you've got one that's shaped like Longclaw.
Oh.
And that's actually really nice. They actually look really good, so I wouldn't mind investing in them.
Is it actually to scale though? I mean, imagine like trying to put on
Oh
your
my
makeup
god, that
in
would be
Longclaw.
that would be so funny.
Yeah. Jon Snow isn't going to kill the Night King. He's actually just going to do his makeup.
I might buy one of the lipsticks just to give everybody a taste. Maybe wear it to that £20 viewing that I'm wanting to go to.
I mean, it's kind of cool if it's just a nice little prop item that reminds you of the show. Like, I bought one of those as well. I bought a Hodor doorstop the other day.
What?
It's a doorstop that says Hodor on it. It
Oh
stops
my
the
God.
door. It holds the door.
I like that. Oh, Chris. Oh, that's funny. Oh.
Yeah, so little things like that. I mean, it may not be on the usability of makeup because you could wear that every day, but it's cool. It's like, I like having like little props like that. So
How do you know that you're not going to want to hold a door, though? They're actually really useful.
yes, it is. I mean, at times I may want to keep the door open. I'll just hold the door, but then it's only for keeping the door closed, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's a Hodor doorstop, so it doesn't work the other way. It's a one-way doorstop.
Ideal for when you're having a strop and you don't want to see your mother.
Or if you're trying to escape a bunch of whites that are trying to kill you and you need the door sealed shut, you just stick one of those under and you're good. You're safe. Security is what it is. It's a security device. I should get one of those signs, like, you know how people have like signs outside on their front lawn that say the type of security. I just put like a picture of my doorstop and they'll know. Oh, we can't get in there. It's sealed shut.
Oh shit. Sorry, I've just learned something new about the makeup. Okay. Is that it comes with a pop-up iron throne.
What?
I want it. I want it now. It's got a mirror and it's got an iron throne in it. Why?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that. That looks a little crazy.
It looks so stupid. I love it.
It does. It looks really campy. That's the word. If you're going for camp, then yeah, I mean, you can see that. The box set looks really nice too. If you don't have the pop-up throne in it, like the picture of
of everything.
Yeah. But then the fact that it pops up, yeah, I would just not do that. I would just not pop it up because why?
Do you want to know how much the entire set is going to be going for?
You mean the one in the bottom right corner, the 200 pounds?
Yep. It is going for £200.
Wow. That's a lot of pounds. You need a loan from the Iron Bank for that.
I mean, you are getting a lot of makeup for it, so you're getting 4 lipsticks. And I have maybe been known to spend 20 quid on a lipstick before. So you're getting 4 lipsticks, 4 eyeshadow pencils, makeup brushes, a full eyeshadow palette and stuff. So it's actually
plus
pretty
the Iron
good
Throne.
value.
You can't forget about the throne.
Plus the pop-up Iron Throne. So yeah, you know what? I think it might be alright. I might get a couple of things from the set just to try.
Talk yourself into it.
Just for fun.
It's perfectly fine. Might as well just get the whole set. You're going to buy it anyway.
I can't afford the whole set, Chris.
That is an issue. It's cost. It's annoying. Why can't we just be rich? Yeah.
The dream.
Could have our own
dream.
Makeup sets or Game of Thrones. Doorstops or Game of Thrones. Board games. Everything.
That you can only play with real human people.
Yeah. Well, you can hire people to be your friends. It's just when you're rich, it works out.
Alas, we are not rich.
So, we've gone on for like an hour. Is there
Have we?
anything
fucking
else?
hell.
Yes,
How did we do this?
Just ramble on. Did we want to talk about other stuff? There was the BioWare
What else
thing.
was
Very sad.
Yeah. We'll put it in then, because we did have like a 5-minute, 10-minute break. Because you died.
That's what happened. I died and came back to life. It's like that radio program that I mentioned the other 2 weeks ago. It's kind of the usual stuff that happens. Oh, speaking of which, so I was listening to it again like a couple of days ago because it's like my favorite radio show now, right? And so they had this other guy on, and apparently the aliens don't fly in flying saucers anymore. Guess what they fly in now to maintain their cover, more or less?
Trees. Eagles.
Close.
America.
Floating trash bags. So apparently,
I'm going to bed.
Apparently, that's what they use now. They I guess they shrink their spaceship into small sizes, and so whenever you see a floating trash bag, there's like a 50% chance it's an alien spaceship, according to this guy. This station is great. I learn all sorts of new things. It's like the best station in the world. I'm going to listen to it like every night now. But anyways.
Something new every fucking day.
That's like the lighthearted news. The something really sad and depressing came out today about BioWare, which is a company that I've been a huge fan of for many, many years.
Put out some fantastic games over their life cycle. But it's... So, shall I read it out?
Yes, sure. Please.
Perhaps most alarming, it's a story about a studio in crisis. Dozens of developers, many of them decade-long veterans, have left BioWare over the last 2 years. Some who have worked at BioWare's longest-running office in Edmonton talk about depression and anxiety. Many say they or their co-workers have had to take stress leave, a doctor-mandated period of weeks or even months' worth of vacation for their mental health. One former Bioware developer told me that they would frequently find a private room in the office, shut the door and just cry. People were so angry and sad all the time, they said. Said another, depression and anxiety are epidemic within Bioware.
Yeah, and that is an excerpt from a Kotaku article.
We can include a link in the description, can't we?
But apparently, it's just, there's been so much frustration over the engine and just the working conditions and just like stress from dealing with crunch that with the last 2 games, with Mass Effect Andromeda and Anthem, the workers there have just been like leaving the company, just straight leaving the company. Which is crazy considering like this is like a desirable job. It's supposed to be a desirable job.
And this is a hard industry to get into. It's really fucking hard.
And to just kind of like quit, more or less, kind of speaks to how bad it must be. Just the amount of stress and the amount of crunch that this company is going through. And it's just, it's kind of sad to hear about.
Well, this is something that we've actually missed out a lot on when we've been on our little break, is that there's been this mass of layoffs and things because companies are thinking that they're not as profitable as they should be, and so they're pushing their developers harder and harder and harder to try and up the profit margins and up the quality of the game and hit all these ridiculous deadlines and things. And it's just like a vicious cycle because they can never reach these targets. They can never reach how much the bosses up in management want them to be able to do, and so it just keeps on going on and going on and going on, and if they don't leave, they might well just get pushed out, because that's an awful condition to try and live in and work in.
I can't imagine. I mean, it's something that's supposed to be your dream job. It's supposed to be exciting and something that where you feel like you've made it, and then to have it be so crushing that, I mean, they're finding private rooms and just shutting the door and crying. That is really, really, that is rough. That is, yeah.
And I think the thing is, a lot of people dismiss it because it's like, oh, you're getting into the industry, you know it's going to be like this. And people don't. People don't know it's going to be like this. And nobody should have to feel that they just have to like it or lump it with their mental health.
And it shouldn't be like that. Just because it's always been a certain way doesn't mean it should be that way, right?
Yeah. Like, I've been pretty open on, like, Twitter and shit about the fact that I've suffered from depression. And that was just from the stress of a university course, which, looking back, is nothing compared to the months and weeks of fucking awful crunch time that these developers have to go to, where they're working ridiculously long days and they're told that they can't go home. And yeah, they might be getting paid overtime or something like that, but overtime isn't worth ruining your mental health.
Yeah.
And oh god, it just sounds like an awful environment because you know that all of your co-workers are going through the same thing, but you can't offer to help them because you're going through the same fucking thing and everyone in the fucking office is.
Yeah, and there's a combination of just when you're working on something that is going to be received by the masses.
Oh
yeah,
god.
It's almost like it comes to kind of like define you in a way, in a weird way, where you feel this pressure where it has to be done, it has to be good.
And it has to be perfect.
And if it isn't, if it comes short of that, then people just rip you apart for it. So just that pressure alone is bad enough. And then to have on top of that, the people who are supposed to be in your corner, who are supposed to support you, to kind of like pile on and like add even more stress. Yeah, I mean, because there's already enough stress already when you're trying to create something that is going to be consumed by everybody.
The masses, yeah.
And so I can't imagine. You want the environment, the working environment, to at least that part to be supportive.
Mm.
Not just like the game, but just you as a person and your growth in your career. You want those people to be on your side, and if you feel like they're not, then it's doubly bad, I think. So.
Yeah. There's no way that they can possibly feel like they're being supported by their workplace, because the managers have got a similar sort of pressure on them, and their managers have. And really, it's all this pressure that's kind of like filtering down, I suppose, like filtering down from the top from people who don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and that's often the problem because it's the top that sets the culture, that defines everything, that like you said, filters down to every part of the company. And part of the problem is this culture where we're sort of rewarding people for being overworked and rewarding people who quote unquote have passion. That's the word CEOs often use to kind of describe overworking workers.
Yeah.
They just need more passion.
They're just passionate.
Yes.
They just need to love the job more.
Look at this guy. He's super passionate. This guy's like almost worked to exhaustion. Look at that passion.
This guy's crying. This guy's just crying in happiness in his little room in the corner.
And you think if you're like a sociopath or a psychopath in that sense, you worry that that's going to be their solution. Well, we'll just find somebody who's even more passionate and we're going to hire him for 10 cents on the dollar and that's how we're going to do things. And that is kind of how the world is moving, right? Globalization wise, where cheap labor is coveted and workers' health and mental health isn't as high. So it's all about those profit margins. So I don't know. There is value in hiring people who have the experience and have the skill set. So.
And who know their worth.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're working in programming and game development, you are worth so much more than what these companies think of you.
Yeah.
Think about that next year. Next time.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully the trend changes so we don't have to keep bringing this topic up. It's very sad.
It's fucking sad. It's fucking awful.
Yeah.
But, so, on that note...
That's it for this episode of Lore Friendly. And tune in next week when we cover something else that is, hopefully fun.
Hopefully fun. It's always going to be fun talking to you, Kris. Don't you worry.
I feel the same. So.
Ah.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
Goodbye.